Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist here. Right. Oh, I think I do this every time. You are now live. Fabulous. Well, that's a good start. Thank you for joining me. As I said, Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. If you are here live, let me know. If you are watching as a replay, let me know. And where are you in the world? So I'm in New Zealand currently, and by the looks of it, our borders are opening up. So there might be a chance you might be able to come to New Zealand next year. And I might be able to get out of New Zealand next year. So thank you for joining me. Oh, I've got this up. I can see comments. Thank you. Today we are talking about, I think I actually say all my topics are actually pretty lighthearted, but they're not. Today I'm talking about how to get out of a slump when you can't find the motivation. And this is, I'm sure I say this as well, this is an interesting one, because we have this motivation that we have within us, and sometimes it just gets so much that shite doesn't get done. And I say shite because you can label it whatever you want, but sometimes we just can't get moving. Everyone has been there before. Everyone's been there for one or many times in their life. In fact, when I say one time, that's complete crap. I'm lying, because absolutely you've been in that slump more than once in your life. If you haven't, then you're lying to yourself, because that's complete rubbish. But let me first talk about the word motivation. And motivation is one that I believe it's when it's someone getting you to do stuff. And it's when I say that, it's when someone's motivating you. So we have a coach, tennis coach, and they're motivating you to do this. They're motivating you to turn up, to do your practice, those things. We have our mentors at school, or our teachers at school, whatever you like to label them, and they're motivating us to go do this and go do this. And they're putting on all this energy, sometimes other people, to get people to do stuff. And you will have done it yourself. I mean, if you're a parent, there's clearly times you've done it. And then there's other times, if you're not a parent, that you've had to do that to your team, your colleagues, your friends, or anything. Come on, I want you to go out with me, because you're the one who wants to go out. Come on, please, come on, it's going to be great. I'll buy you first drink, or whatever bribery you're using. And so that's a part of motivation. And that to me is when someone else is getting you to do stuff. If we change that word motivation to inspiration, there's a little bit of difference within you, because inspiration to me comes from within. And it's all about your doing. It's all whatever you're doing that sits right for you. So when I say that, it's, yeah. So if I was to say how to get out of a slump when you can't find the inspiration, it's different, isn't it? It just feels a little bit different. But now I've just debunked your two words. Just make sure I can't see anything. Now I've debunked those two words. So motivation, inspiration, whatever one you want to use. Whatever. When I talk about the motivation, I ask myself, if I go, oh, I need to get motivated. Need means somebody else is telling you what to do. And motivated also, in my belief, is somebody telling you what to do. So you want to look at who that person is who's getting you to do stuff. And it may be yourself, absolutely, but it's 99.9% going to be somebody else. Now, when I say it may be yourself, that could be because there's a story from when you were younger or earlier. Well, clearly it'll be earlier than today, a story that you're holding on to, and that's somebody else. So maybe you need to clean the house. You need to clean the house, and you're in that slump, and you need to find that motivation to clean the house. So when you think about that, you go, oh, no one's ever told me I need to clean the house. But then you go, oh, hang on, my mum always had an immaculate house, and this is the reason, da-da-da. So actually, that is not you right here, right now. That is a story that you have from your mother, or you've seen or heard your mother, and you've attached yourself to that story. So that need and that motivation is actually coming from your mother, not from you. So you want to ask yourself, are they that important that you're holding on to the story and clogging up things and maybe getting despondent, reluctant, in a slump, falling down that roller coaster, whatever you want to label it, and that's the reason why it's come from them. So look at why it has come from them, and are they that important? Because if it's your parents, there's a different story. If it's a work colleague, it's a different story. If it's a friend, it's a different story. It doesn't mean you can do anything about it, but it just means it's going to open your eyes to go, oh, wow, that story's come from my mum. Or, wow, that story's come from my old friend. Or that story's come from my teacher, wherever that story comes from. And when I say you don't need to do anything about it, just be aware of it. Just be aware that, oh, that's interesting. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go, I wonder when else these stories have come up. And you're going to park it. But what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing different stories come in. So that's where it is that, are they that important? Oh, you'll notice I had a little cut on my hand. Did some scissor work yesterday. Ouch, that really hurt. And I've got a little patch on there, a healing patch. If you're curious about those healing patches, let me know. So going back to that, just check in that how many stories you're holding on to from the past, because this is where this is all coming from. So if I was to say a slump, break down what the word slump is. A slump is overwhelm. A slump is down the bottom of the roller coaster. There's so much going on. I can't do anything. I'm feeling like this. And you just feel like you're not getting a breather. It could be lack of sleep. It could be lack of proper food. It could be lack of enhancing liquids. It could be lack of healthy conversation. It could be lack of fresh air. Whatever that is all part of what's going on around you that's put you in that slump. Now, you're the only one who goes into that slump because of you and your emotions, and you've let other people make decisions for you. So I bet you're dying to go, okay, so how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? So one thing is give yourself a break. And when I say give yourself a break, give yourself a guilt-free break. So there's a pandemic going on around the world, clearly. And we have had a lockdown here in New Zealand, in certain areas of New Zealand. And now that we are out at different levels, some of our parts of New Zealand are out at different levels, it's wise to look at ourselves and go, we don't have to go back to the way it was. We don't have to go back to 101% of everything we do. If today I'd only like to do 30% of my jobs, then that's okay. So be okay with whatever's going on around you. Don't go crazy. Don't go, oh my gosh, because I've had this pandemic lockdown or whatever you like to call it, I now have to go and do way more. So just slow down, because that's what we've been taught. We've been taught to slow down and appreciate the little glimmers in our life, which aren't actually little after all, by the way. So give yourself a break and do it guilt-free. We know that Christmas is coming up. We're fully aware Christmas is coming up. And if you're now going, I can't wait for Christmas, I can't wait for Christmas, and you've been in that lockdown area, that pandemic area, then you must slow down. You must start taking things off your tip list. You must start decluttering, because it's just going to start escalating at a higher level. Don't work the 20 hours a day. Don't work, if people are expecting you to do the stuff, reach out and ask them, I can't do this. What else can I do? Can I have some support? If you don't use this mouth, well, actually it'll be your mouth. If you don't use your mouth, you're not going to get anything. One of my favourite mentors, Matthew Fade, said, if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. Thanks, Matthew. So use that mouth and use it wisely. So when I say give yourself a break, it's really important to give others a break as well. If you're not giving others a break, you're going to come off second best. And when I talk about that, I talk about just being okay that they are doing their stuff their way, and they're doing it on their time frames, unless there's some massive legal issue that's going on that has to be done by that time. People can wait. Everything can wait. Life can wait. Slow down before you get to that point of burnout. When we talk about that slump and that motivation, The key is to brain dump. And when I talk about brain dump, I talk about getting things out of your head. So all you're doing is you're taking this stuff and you're putting it on the ground. That's it. You're just this stuff and you're putting it on the ground. So when you think about this stuff, you want to get it out of your head, get it out of your head. You're going to go, who can help me? Who's the person who can actually help me? What are the time frames they can help me on? You've got to make sure this is all realistic. Who can help me? What are the time frames of this? And then you're going to ask those people. But be sure you want to check in with that time frame first and don't just get people on board. So once you've asked those people and they're on board, what's the last step of that brain dumping? Take action. Take action. That's it. Take action. Get it done. But you must remember to be realistic with this step. And when I say realistic, there's the old eating the elephant scenario. How do you eat an elephant? And it's one bite at a time. Now, personally, I have no desire to ever eat an elephant, and I wouldn't recommend it because I think elephants are made for other things. But hey, you do your things, just not for me. But one step at a time, because you don't want to go back into this hamster wheel, this slump, this overwhelm, this crazy, this head explosion stuff. So one step at a time, and remember, it's guilt-free. Now, there's things that light you up, and I don't know what lights you up, but I know the things that light me up. And so for me, if I'm getting into that slump, I must have clean sheets on the bed, a clean towel. These are just my little things. I also ensure that I have, a shower. I wash my hair. I wear perfume, something like that. I put on some nice clothes or undergarments or whatever. And I just make sure my surroundings is clutter-free. And when I say clutter-free, it could be things like just putting a few things away, or doing the dishes, or making sure you get a fresh cup every time you have a hot cup, or a fresh glass of water, whatever it is for you. So if you want to listen to something, there's a fabulous, deliciously motivated mindset podcast that I do with myself and my buddy Moira. You're welcome to check that out. But just do something that lights you up, because this is the simple stuff that can get you out of a slump. We've definitely got the brain dumping, which is the mind, but there's also the other things. And the other thing, obviously, is reach out. Reach out to a friend or someone you trust. Clearly, if you're listening here, you trust me enough. So reach out, because there's nothing worse than being stuck in that funk area. And one of the things I was thinking about my daughter was, don't be the dragon. And I'm not saying my daughter was a dragon, but don't be the dragon. So when we get ourselves into this, can't find the motivation, be aware of who you're projecting your stuff onto. So for my daughter, when she was growing up, her room did my head in. Oh my God, it just was crazy. It was clothes not folded nicely. It was just a whole lot of stuff. But for me, I had to let it go. And this is what I'm talking about, don't be the dragon. I had to let it go. So I put a rule in place that there was no food, and the only drink she could have in her bedroom was water. And that, to me, kept the mouse away. Not that we ever had any mouse, but it just kept that stuff at bay. But she could keep it her way. She had to make her bed every day. They were the only two things that I really insisted on. But the other stuff, I just let it go. And if I had people over, I'd just shut the bedroom door. So don't be the dragon. Don't start being a Nazi to someone else. Don't start, I don't mean to say Nazi. Don't start to be incredibly persistent on other people. Just stop it. So let them do their thing. Do it guilt-free. Let them be guilt-free. Do one thing at a time. Be realistic. And I'm going to say one last thing before I wrap this up, which is a really, 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 really important to my heart, to my whole body, is gratitude. And when I say gratitude, write a long list of the things you are grateful for. Now, whether that is something along the lines of, I'm grateful that the sun's shining today. I'm grateful that the rain is out and I don't have to water the plants. I'm grateful that I had internet and was able to watch Debz Cooper here. I'm grateful that a friend checked in on me last night. I'm grateful that I'm having noodles for dinner tonight because I can't be bothered cooking something. I'm grateful that whatever those things are, ensure that you write that gratitude list. Pen and paper. Lady Ink, thank you. Pen and paper and write that list, because that is so important to go back and check what you're grateful for. Life does turn around. It doesn't have to be this way. You're in a temporary holding pattern when you're in this space. We all have it. I had it a couple of days ago. I was like, I don't know if I can do anything. I'm just so tired. And everything got on top of me. So these are the tips that I gave myself. These are the things that were important to me to pull me out of it. So do what sits right for you. Do what sits right for you. And please reach out, because I'm here for you. And I'm just going to sign this off today because we have a special birthday that was celebrated yesterday around the world. And that is for my mentor, Dr. John DeMartini, who had his birthday on Thanksgiving. So thank you, Dr. DeMartini, John DeMartini, for doing what you do and for helping me assist others in creating centered and poised and balanced people and getting through life with inspiration without motivating people. You've been a large, impactful gentleman in my life, and I'm thankful for that. So, as I celebrate Dr. DeMartini's birthday yesterday, I'm now going into my amazing day. We are Friday morning here in New Zealand, and I've now got a list of things that I brain dumped to work my way through. So thank you very much of how to get out of a slump. I appreciate you coming. And if you've got any tips or anything you'd like to share on here, thank you very much. Have a fabulous day, people. Bye.